What is up, everyone? Back here again. Your most favorite YouTuber, Sneaky Ezeki. And we are, if you follow me on the Instagrams, which you should, just the most top-notch quality content there. I can't honestly remember what it's called, but that's my Instagram right there. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I recently made a purchase of, I don't know if you can hear that dog barking, but good golly. I recently made a purchase of a 2000 Dodge Ram 2500, good old Cummins. I had one in the past that I made a few videos on, and that was really just a boatload of poor decisions. It was a nice truck. It was fun. Served its purpose. It was dirt cheap. But this one is a lot nicer. I'm trying to keep it a lot cleaner. I don't plan on doing any heavy modifications. Just some light stuff, you know, some transmission upgrades, some simple stuff, just to, you know, make it more interesting for myself and such. But this is obviously not the project. We've of course got the most rowdy S10 ever, eventually, not at the time, but eventually it will be. So obviously we'll be spending more time on that as the project vehicle and not so much the Dooge. But it's pretty clean. It's got a long bed so I can haul bikes in it and stuff, which I really enjoy. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a little intro to that. So, anywho, let's get to the bulk of the video. One thing I purchased right off the bat for this, because I don't plan on going to a bigger turbo for a while, if ever. Probably won't. The best thing to do is to get this magic little thing. Let me get it out for you. There you go. The darn dog would not stop barking, so I have invited him outside with me to help me work on the truck. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just scared himself by a bird. That's he's very smart. Okay, so this is that boost controller, boost elbow I was talking about. Now, generally when you think of a boost controller, you think of one of these little, on your wastegate, you got two hoses that run into it, and those two hoses act as controllers for your wastegate, and they regulate how much boost you either let in or don't let in, or, okay, let me start over. The two hoses that run into your wastegate generally act as regulators for how much exhaust gas you let flow to the turbo. The more exhaust gas you let flow to the turbo, the more boost it'll build. And the more boost it builds, the more power you make, generally. One line for the wastegate is unregulated. It's just a straight boost line, and that will go straight to the wastegate and work against the spring. And when the boost pressure equals the spring pressure, the wastegate will open and bypass exhaust gas around the turbo, just straight to your exhaust, and that'll let and that'll stop the turbo from spooling up anymore. And so basically at spring pressure, that will be how much boost you can build if you just have one line running to your wastegate. The second line will generally run through a boost controller, and that boost controller will go to the top side of the spring, and that'll work against the other line. And so basically, if you regulate it all the way up, you can make double boost of what your spring rate is. So if you have a 10-pound spring and you turn your boost controller all the way up, you can make 20 pounds with the 10-pound spring. Otherwise, without the boost controller, you could run 10 pounds of boost with the 10-pound spring. Now that's your standard wastegate. These are a little bit different. They don't have a second line, they only have one. And so you can't really see it, but it's down here on the bottom of the turbo. This one line just has a straight elbow that comes out of the turbo, sends boost to the wastegate, and that actuates the wastegate so that when you reach wastegate pressure, it opens, lets exhaust gas bypass, and stops spooling the turbski. What this does, this little set screw in here will screw down and slowly block off air. So it's kind of like a cheap and dirty way to regulate boost. Now, I cannot build much pressure, now relatively much, with this turbo and this configuration. I took a little video on the highway last night in lockup, spooling up a little bit just to see about what pressure it would make. Alright everybody, I apologize for the darkness and everything and the probably low video quality, but I wanted to get a shot of the boost in before I changed out the elbow for the adjustable boost controller elbow. I'm going to do this as I enter the highway because I'll be in lockup, and lockup's where the engine's got the most load, so it's easiest to get that boost, you know. Alright, let's see what she'll do boost wise. At the peak there, I think I saw 26. I'm not sure, but we'll review the footage and get an absolute answer. Now, I don't plan on going to head studs in a bit. Like, I don't have head studs, and I don't plan on going to head studs for a little bit. So I don't plan on running an extreme amount of boost. Really the most I want to hit is low 30s, so this really isn't that much of an upgrade, but it is something. I think what I hit is 26 psi max, so that's okay, but that's honestly not near what this thing can handle safely with the stock turbo and stock head bolts. So we'll put this on, see if we can regulate it up to about 30, 31, 32 psi, keeping it moderately low, moderately safe, but also getting just a little bit more boost out of it. Also, I just bought this thing. I haven't done anything to it, so any goofy things you see on here, they are not of my doing. So don't blame me. Don't blame me yet. Not yet. All right, first thing we're going to do is just rip off this intake so we can get to the boost elbow, and let's get started. So that down there, that's the stock elbow. I'll go ahead and get a wrench and pull that puppy out. I'm not sure why he zip tied this line to the turbo. That's not the first place I would zip tie it, but interesting. So here you can see there's the stock boost elbow, or what I'm pretty sure is the stock boost elbow. I'm not sure, it might not be stock, but I can't really tell. I can't really tell if there's a restriction in there or not. Oh, it kind of looks like there is. I'm not sure, but it did come with an edge, CTS, whatever on it. So that sometimes I know the Edge has boost elbows with their products. So this might have come with that edge, and so it might have been a little bit higher, but I wasn't seeing any more out of it. So we're gonna get we're gonna go ahead and put on this sweet adjustable one. And I used a 13 millimeter wrench to get that boost elbow off. It's not a perfect fit. It's not a perfect fit, but it was pretty darn close, and you don't need a perfect fit for that. So we are gonna get some thread tape on this puppy, because we want absolutely zero boost leakage. Zero. None. Nothing at all. Alright, so we got that shiny new boost elbow on there. Right now the set screw is all the way closed. That's not how it will permanently be, but it's kind of for a proof of concept. I'll throw the intake back on there and maybe we'll see if she works. Alright, quick and dirty, got her all buttoned up. Let's get her warmed up and maybe take her for a test drive. It is a little soggy outside, so I don't know about building boost, but we'll find out. Also, any opinions on this bull bar? I don't know. I'm not generally a huge fan of them, but I don't know. I might be just too lazy to take it off. We'll see. All right, before we do this test, I gotta stop by Advanced Auto, get some of that good windshield washer fluid, since this dang thing keeps dinging every freaking time I turn the key. Oh, no, oh, nothing. Isn't that just the best feeling? Got my switched the CTS screen over to just the boost and coolant, because 2 gauges is as low as you can go. Hopefully the boost a little bit easier to see than the first video of before I put on the elbow. So since this is just a proof of concept, basically as soon as we go over 26 PSI, then I'm pretty satisfied. I do, as I said earlier, have the thing completely shut so that it's just to prove that it works. So on this on-ramp here, hopefully we'll see over 26 and we can be done with this. Here we go, we're in lockup, and let's see what boost we build. So there you go, 30 PSI. I wasn't actually watching it that much, but there you go. There's it works. So basically, that's there you go. I proved my point. If you want to squeeze a little bit more boost, so if you want to squeeze just a little bit more boost out of your stock turbo, or have control over boost, have a little bit baby boost controller, then I recommend getting a controllable boost elbow. They're cheap, they're easy, and as long as you're careful, then they're fairly safe too. So it's not like you're blocking off your wastegate or anything. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe or whatever. If you don't, that's fine too. And we'll see you in the next upload coming shortly.